Welcome to the Israel Gur Theater Archives and Museum. We are located in the Hebrew University in Jerusalem. This archive documents theater in general and also Hebrew-speaking theater, Yiddish theater, and Israeli theater. From the beginning of the Hebrew theater and Yiddish theater until today. We have plays and files for every play that was produced, and we have many interesting materials. You're welcome to come and visit us. We also have a permanent exhibition about Habima and other theaters in general from the collections in the archive. And we also have a section for other exhibitions. And one of our exhibitions now is an exhibition by Francoise Coriat that she will tell you about herself soon. Francoise was my teacher in high school and then later on when I was in the university. So I'm very proud to have an exhibition of her works from the beginning till today. You will see it's varied and it's got many, many interesting things. So I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
Shalom, my name is Francoise Coriat. I have been working for theater behind the stage for many, many years, for 42 years actually, in Israel, in Jerusalem mostly. I paint sets, I make costumes, I make masks and dolls, marionettes mostly. I've been teaching now at the university, at the Department of Theatre for many years. And when I met Leah, who had been my pupil many years ago, and I discovered she was the director of this museum and the archives. Then we decided together to have an exhibition of my work. It's a retrospective of those 42 years of work. Okay. This is a couple. I made the costumes for an opera, Don Giovanni by Mozart, that was given last year. This is the lady, now what's her name? Donna Anna. This is Donna Anna, and this is her suitor. Now, she is dressed in purple, because she's very romantic, and also in black, because her father just died. And she and her suitor are looking for the person who killed her father. And it appears that that person is Don Giovanni, who tried to seduce her. When I design a costume, I first make a drawing, and then I have to sit with the director and with the actors or singers. We have to decide together if it's exactly what they have in mind and what they want and what they would like. And when we arrive to a to a decision together. Then I start working on the costume or the set. And here are, part of my work is making masks. These are masks from the Commedia dell'arte, the Italian comedy, which are very classical masks. They are persons, not, I wouldn't say persons, they are דמויות, איך אומרים דמויות? They are characters. They are characters that are, in fact, they are internal characters. This is Capitano, who is always bragging. And this is Pulcinella, who is not a nice person, really. He does all sorts of nasty tricks. And this is Pantalone, who is an old, avaricious man. And this is Arlecchino, who is a tricky youngster, but he's very sweet, and everybody likes him. Usually he has a costume with many colors. And this is a servant who, in fact, helps a lot women, and sometimes against the men of the comedies. Here I have another sort of masks, which are masks in the Japanese style. And here I have pictures of many of the productions I worked for. This young lady participated in the carnival of Venice, and she is in the Venetian 18th century style. And here we have other. This was a psychodrama for people who had been incarcerated in prison for different problems like drugs and prostitution and so on, and who found difficult to insert themselves in the society afterwards. So the psychiatrist of the chief psychiatrist in Israel of the time, Louis Miller, organized many of those psychodramas, and one of them, this one, Vicious Circle, it's called, became a real theatrical production, and I made the set. I painted the set for them, and it was extremely interesting. Okay, this is another production that was very touching, very interesting, with invalids, with the people who were on chairs, on wheelchairs, and they played with students who helped them. And it was a very, very touching and very interesting production. שהם היו על כיסאות גלגלים, והם שיחקו, והם זוכרים את זה בהתלהבות עד היום הזה, וזה היה מאוד מרגש. I made this coat 42 years ago for my first opera, for the first opera I worked for the first opera production I worked for. And then it became, I used it very often for different productions. It became, one of the productions was the story of the Ramban, Nachmanides. And it was the coat of Nachmanides with his hat.
Yeah.
Okay. These are different albums of sketches, and this is an album of photographs that shows the work that my children made with me My children participated with me in all my endeavors, and since they were very, very young. So there are some pictures which are very nice. When my daughter was 8 or 9, she already knew how to work with marionettes, with string puppets, and she helped me. We gave shows in the different places. And here my children participated with me. We worked with a group of Arabs and Jews, and we were giving a play in all the villages of the territories. And here we gave a play. It is a play that was done in my children's room, and I painted the walls as a set. Ago, I entered the university and I started to give workshops to the students of the theater department. Workshops of marionettes, and we made marionettes, we made plays with marionettes. And also workshops of masks and theater sets, stage sets. Before that, I worked at the Khan Theater, and I had a little shop at the entrance of the Khan. And that is the picture of the shop. These are pictures of the shop at the entrance of the Khan. And there are still people who remember with enthusiasm the dolls that were hanging on the ceiling and the masks. And then I also worked for the Nisa Nativ Theatre School, and we made many plays together. I mean, these were 5 years very, very intensive. Costumes and sets. I still have very, very dear friends from the school, from the students, and here. And of course, some marionettes. Sheba. As we came to King Solomon, this was King Solomon at the time. In her boat with her little aide, her little servant. Oops, sorry, little one, sorry, come on. Here we are, yes, please, stay here, yeah. Okay? And here we have the marionettes. These are marionettes that I made for a play that we gave at the university. Some of the characters were made by the students themselves, and some of them I made. So this is Princess Aurora. This is Princess Aurora. What's the matter with your hands? Here we are. And this is her suitor. This is her suitor, Riquet, who was very ugly, but also very intelligent and very nice. And the fairy gave him the possibility to give some of his intelligence to the woman he loves. And she had the possibility from the same fairy to give some of her beauty to the man she loves. So at the end they married and they were very happy. And this is the guardian. The guardian of the theater. These are sketches I made for different productions. This was for a production of Nisa Native School, and this one was an interesting production. Yes, it's still for the Nisa Native School, and let's see other drawings. Oh, that was for Rigoletto, which is also an opera, and oh, Peter Pan. Peter Pan. That was for the museum. For the Museum Israel, the Department of Youth. We had Wendy and Peter Pan and the little fairy, Tinkerbell, and the boys. And of course, Captain Hook. And here, these are costumes I made for a photographer who did a splendid staged album of photographies in Italy with Israeli and American actors. He staged a Jewish wedding from the 15th century. And it was very, very exciting for me to make those costumes. And this is the velvet coat. And this is the sketch I made just 2 weeks ago for a doll that I made who is about the size of your grandchildren. Maybe a bit smaller. For an actress who's giving a show. A very interesting little girl. That's it.